Hi, and welcome to Masters of the Delta Blues Guitar with Kevin Duggan.
That's a movie I wrote. It's called FastDrive. It's in a Dadgad tuning. Dadgad tuning is really easy to get into. It's just 3 Ds. You already have a D. You have your D on your 4th string. So it's your highest string and your lowest string, and your other already there D. You have 3 Ds. Then you take your A string, which is already there, your 5th string, and you take your B string and tune it down to an A. So this is a regular 3-chord blues progression. 1, 4, 5 chord, and it starts out in an A with this. So you're doing the 4th and the 5th strings. And I have it muffled. I hammer down. Then grab this 3rd string, 5th fret. Then back down to that 3rd string again. Back up to the 4th. So you're doing. Then up to the 4th string, 7th fret. Then you're doing this chord here, and you're sliding forward. So you get this. Slides out. It's kind of almost like in Kind-Hearted Woman Blues, Robert Johnson uses a similar chord, but he's in a standard tuning. But the thing with a Dadgad tuning is you have your A string's the same, your D string's the same, and your G string's the same. Everything else has changed. So what you're doing is you're hitting this chord, and with my fingers I'm getting these 4. This is kind of an upbeat song. So you have this bass line. It's pretty fast. If you had to, I suppose you could do. Go slower if you had to. So the next thing it does, it goes to the 4 chord, which is it's kind of like a D minor or 9th chord, I think, which is pretty nice sounding, So you have your top string as a D, so there's your bass note, and this almost looks like in a regular tuning, like an F chord would look down at the but slide it up. This is a beautiful sound. So in between those two things, I do this little bass run that goes like this. Sometimes I don't always get it. So it'd be like. So here's another little thing where which is a pretty easy little lick to do. It's pulling off the string, hitting it and pulling off. Then the same thing on the B or the A string now. Then hitting the G. And you can always hit the G and go. You can do something like that. This song is kind of like a skeleton, so it has a lot of room for a lot of empty spaces to throw things in, like just right here. Right here. You can throw something in there. So there's the 1 chord, there's the 4 chord. So So the 4 chords right here, again. And then on the second revolution, or whatever you want to call it, of the 4 chord, I go from then back to this, which is kind of like a D7 shape when you're in standard tuning. You still have one common note down the bottom here, this note. Then, 5th and 7th, sorry, you're grabbing and hitting your A. Then at that little. Now to the 5 chord. Yikes. So the 5 chord, you have one of these kind of like percussive type things, and it's then you're grabbing, this is an E. Then for this next chord going up, you can it's a G. So you have your G note right here, your other finger on your F, and you're using the open G string below it. Then you're doing that same thing again. Or you can go up and do it a little bit higher. Same 5th fret. So you have an option of this. Or so I'm going to go over this part again. So here's the 5 chord. It's kind of a percussive run, so you know, you're kind of slapping those strings, and you're going. Then down to this, which is an E. So you have the G sharp, and E, 2 E's. And what you're doing is you're taking the E on the 4th fret and moving the finger. Now you're going back to a 4 chord. So you have a G chord there. You have a G up here, F on the 4th, and you have an open G string, so it's. And then back to this little. So that was a little disjuncted, but those are the kind of like the main components. So there's a lot you can do with it, with that song. And I like Dadgad, so it's just something I made up, like a little blues song. It could be embellished or ornamented or whatever, so however you saw fit. It's an upbeat, you know, maybe not what you think of as being a blues song, because it's kind of more upbeat and happy. But thanks. My name's Kevin Duggan, and this is the Masters of Delta Blues Guitar, although this was merely a Delta Blues piece. But it's nice to try different things, I guess. I don't know. Okay, thanks. Bye.
We've come to the closing of this chapter.